I think that these two characters evolve the most in season 2.
Bamboozled moment. It's a little strange for me making season 3 before season 2.
It's the 21st century and we're here to rock and roll and anybody can be anything.
I really wanted to work with the writers to make sure that there was some hangover from the first season.
From start to finish of this season, she goes through the fire and she's a completely different person.
I'm really proud of the work that we did together, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
I'm obviously happy the show is a success.
Peter Sutherland was investigating. He's gone AWOL.
I cannot trust anyone.
So the first season of The Night Agent was a hit. And then now the season 2 is about to drop. And, season 3 has also been confirmed. I wonder what is it like? How's the journey for you so far as the lead star of this show?
It's been great. I'm obviously happy the show is a success and all this amount of time that everyone on the crew and behind the camera has invested in it, and the fact that it's successful, I think, is a morale boost. And it sort of justifies the amount of time we're all spending making it. It's a little strange for me making season 3 before season 2 is out. It feels like a little bit, and then season 1 having come out 2 years ago, it feels like just this weird little bit of a bamboozled moment. But it's cool. It's cool to have everyone after so long be anticipating the show is really cool.
You mentioned the long wait, but what are you most excited about for the fans' experience in the new season?
I think the show just feels consistent. The amount of times that, I think that's the biggest thing, the amount of times I watch a show and the character seems to not be traumatized, I guess, from their experiences in the previous season. I get the feeling, and I sort of aren't invested in the show because I'm not, I don't think that the choices he's making will have any impact on his future if there is another season or if there is another, version of the show. But every character that you watched in season 1 sort of has some impact on their life going into season 2. And then on top of that, the show is bigger. We were shooting in New York for New York, so we weren't hiding that we were not in New York. We went to Bangkok. That crew was great. It just feels like there's the machine of the show is now aware of its identity. And so we're not trying to be like, what is this show and what are we making? And, we know people like it. We know what the tone is. And now we get to sort of push the creative envelope a bit on the action side, on the character side. I'm just excited for people to watch the show. I think it's better.
You mentioned in an interview that you enjoy doing as many of your stunts as possible. I wonder what's the most intense or memorable stunt you've done so far in season 2, or maybe in season 1 also.
Yeah, the most intense one is actually in season 3 that I can't tell you what it was, but it was pretty awesome. I'm glad they let me do it. But there's a fight in season 2 that was really gnarly to film. It was fun because there's a lot of the style in this fight. Josh, the fight choreographer, and the writers, we do a really good job of making the fights feel real. And so it's not super choreographed in terms of, elbow blocks and, knife strips and cool stuff. It's very grappling, scrum heavy. And there's really no way around picking up, actually slamming yourself into a wall or taking a hit on the ground or, so it does feel like a fight. And there's one fight in particular that I take a lot of hits and it's cool.
So The Night Agent, has gained a devoted fan base. The fan reaction to season 1, did you get to read some fan reactions, and did it somehow influence your portrayal, Peter, in the upcoming seasons?
I read a bunch of really nice things, but you never really want. It's a fine line between catering to the fans and then also remaining creatively consistent. And I feel like, it's like when a band you find when they release their first album and you find them and then they go mainstream and their sound sort of changes and you resent them for it. I think there are some things growing that Peter does that, I don't know, might feel like foreign to people, that they don't like it. But I think I did my job in making it consistent and natural in his growth as a person. But it means a lot that people love the show, obviously. So I'm glad. If they don't like season 2, they can always just go rewatch season 1. Yeah.
Your journey in the first season was quite intense. What has been your favorite moment playing Rose so far?
In both seasons or just in the new season? Oh gosh, that's
For your entire journey so far.
I mean, every other co-star that I work with brings something new and, highlights something different about her character. So that's really hard to choose. But I will say from the new season, I really loved working with Jay Kahns, I think that's how you say his last name. He plays Dr. Cole, and it kind of felt like we were making a different show almost. We were in this confined space for about 2 episodes. And yeah, we kind of, we shot through the night, and I think shooting night shoots, you become really close with people because you've only got each other, and I'm really proud of the work that we did together, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
He's an amazing actor, though. When I was watching the season, I can't talk too much about it, but first thing I said was, who is this man? Like, it was so
Amazing.
Good, your chemistry with him. It was so good. But anyway.
It's amazing.
There with the show's success for the first season, it's becoming a global hit and attracting viewers from different countries. How does it feel to be part of a project that is appreciated by a global audience?
Yeah,
I think, Sean Ryan was really focused on bringing light to the Iranian culture, which is a big part of this new season, and this storyline weaves in so seamlessly with the American storyline, and I think it's really going to be amazing for people in other countries and people who relate to the Iranian culture to see the diverse characters, like the very layered characters in this new season in terms of the Iranian storyline. So I feel like that's going to be great globally.
Amanda, I want to know, being part of an action-packed series. I mean, we know actioners are male-dominated. Is a male-dominated field, but as women, characters in the show, what is it like? What's the best part?
The best part about it is just being liberated by moving your body and all of the imagination that has gone into the circumstances in each moment, how to get out of it or how to get into it. Because some of these women run into the fire too. Some women like to stir things up. So, you have both sides of the coin. And that's fun to me when you have somebody who is non-biased with their pen and just says, I think this is what she does. And it could be a he, but it's a she because it's you. So let's just do that. And just letting that other stuff go. I mean, it's the 21st century and we're here to rock and roll and anybody can be anything. So I don't think it was much of a big deal, but it was pretty liberating to get to do and have the opportunity to execute it.
What are you most excited for fans to see in your characters' arcs in season 2?
Oh, I think for season 2, for Rose, she's not quite the same person. I think from season 1, everyone thinks of her as this badass who picks up a log and helps Peter in the fights, but I really wanted to work with the writers to make sure that there was some hangover from the first season, that she's not okay. She's gone back to California and she's tried to, assimilate back into life, and all of these events have, affected her deeply, and how she navigates that in season 2 is going to be interesting for the audience. And I also think she learns a lot from these characters specifically. I think with Noor's character, she kind of reminds her a bit of her moral standing and what she's willing to do with helping Peter. And I think with Catherine, she kind of shines a little light up to what she's doing. So yeah, I'm excited for people to see it.
What I liked about it is that it just seems with what Sean Ryan has done with the action kind of government thriller, that we're a little bit more tapped into the human condition. Mm-hmm. Luciani refers to dealing with what's been carried into season 2 from season 1. So, there's a good amount of trauma and things like that. So in your typical, which we are not, action thriller, people are all better now and all cleared up and all the bruises are gone away in 2-3 days and our life is great. And I'm on to the next demon, next villain. But here we carry what we have encountered with us. So it's very life-driven and very tapped into the human condition. So carrying on that balance was really refreshing and nice to work with.
And I think for Noor, for my character, I think that you see from start to finish of this season, she goes through the fire and she's a completely different person from when she started to the end of the season. Just a completely different person and you know, cross paths with these two characters and learns a lot. And yeah.
I think that these two characters evolved the most in season 2. I think I can say that.